Tonight on Hard Copy.
I'm Barry Nolan in Denver, Colorado, where a city mourns the death of its most famous namesake.
If it was flying, then John Denver was into it. Flying was a passion for John, which is ironic in that John would meet his ultimate demise flying.
From John Denver's turbulent times to his tragic death, Hard Copy investigates what led to John Denver's fatal flight.
She's the beautiful fashion model at the center of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. They say this high-heeled catwalk queen is hooked on heroin.
The most lurid accusation is that she had to be propped up physically in order to have her photograph taken.
It's the story behind the Supermodel scandal.
Matt Lauer's the morning host with the most, and that includes a long list of lovely lady friends.
Matt Lauer is not the marrying kind. He's not the steady date kind.
It's the lowdown on Matt Lauer's love life.
Plus, the foul-mouthed movie role that has Catholics saying, "Shame on Sinead."
And how Rosie's getting all dolled up to do double duty in tonight's Winners and Losers.
Hello and welcome from Denver, Colorado. I'm Barry Nolan.
And I'm Terry Murphy in Los Angeles. You're watching Hard Copy for Monday, October 13th.
Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. took his stage name from Denver, the city he loved so, and eventually John Denver made his home here. His career soared a mile high and beyond, but eventually it all came crashing down. We investigate what went wrong with John Denver's fatal flight in tonight's Top Copy.
Rocky Mountain High. Rocky Mountain High.
His life was a Rocky Mountain high. His death, a sudden tragedy. The scenic coast of California's Monterey Bay turned into a watery grave for legendary folk singer John Denver. It took the police more than 15 hours to officially identify his body.
Positive identification of the body has been made by the Sheriff's Coroner's Office after comparison of Mr. Denver's fingerprints with those of the body found at the scene.
Denver died doing what he loved. After a day on the golf course, he took off on a solo flight around sunset yesterday evening. Denver was flying an experimental ultralight plane called the Long Easy. It comes in a kit that you can build yourself. Witnesses say he was flying 500 feet up and about 100 yards offshore when something went wrong.
Witnesses say that the aircraft started experiencing engine problems and then it stopped, and the aircraft fell directly straight down into the water.
And all of a sudden there was a pop and a popping sound, and it just kind of went up a little bit and absolutely straight down, not spiraling, just absolutely straight down, and then it disappeared behind the rock. And, you know, I thought it was doing some kind of a acrobatic move or something, and then I realized it wasn't.
The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the cause of the crash, and police are doing an autopsy to determine if any drugs or alcohol were involved. Aviation experts tell us the type of plane Denver was flying in is relatively safe.
The aircraft I would consider to be on the easy side to fly. It was designed so that a low-time pilot could build one of these aircraft, get in it and fly them himself.
During his many years of flying, Denver had been involved in 2 minor plane accidents. Both happened on the ground. He'd also been arrested twice for drunk driving. His love life was somewhat turbulent as well. He was divorced twice. Friends say he'd been going through a midlife crisis and that he loved getting away from it all at his house in Monterey.
John Denver was always looking and always searching, and I don't think ever had real peace in his heart. It seems ironic that as he came to this perspective, which perhaps comes with age and experience, that he would be taken at a time when it seemed that John Denver was about to launch himself in another direction, and one based on the wisdom of age.
Denver was on a short list of celebrity pilots. John Travolta, Tom Cruise, and Jerry Seinfeld also fly their own planes. But the down-to-earth folkie was also fascinated by outer space. He once volunteered to go on the space shuttle. He saw it as a chance to live life to the fullest without fear. After all, he said, it's a risk just to get up in the morning.
Rocky Mountain High.
The feeling here in Colorado is that John Denver should be remembered for all the good he did and tried to do. Henry John Deutschendorf, who died in the autumn of his 53rd year, flying home to a place he's never been before. Terry?
Thanks, Barry. We'll have more from Colorado tomorrow. Now, it's the ugly side of the beautiful world of modeling. But tonight, one supermodel's being sued for supposedly showing up stoned too many times. Jerry Penacoli has the sad story.
She may glide down the runway with ease and grace, but according to this supermodel's former agents, Amy Wesson is a disgrace to the industry. They claim the 19-year-old mannequin for Versace and Valentino does so many drugs, she shows up for work sometimes 6 hours late.
I think the most lurid accusation is that she had to be propped up physically in order to have her photographs taken.
Wesson's former agency, Company Models, has filed a $5 million lawsuit against the well-suited supermodel. And while the agents claim they brought her to New York from a trailer park in Mississippi, it's slightly suspicious that the lawsuit was slapped against Amy after she just signed with another top agency.
You have here the cliche of the model war. Every time a new agency opens, models jump around like fleas in a blanket.
Also named in the lawsuit, Amy Wesson's boyfriend, Brady Hart, an alleged drug dealer blamed for spoiling the agency's relationship with her.
One way to get control of a model, to tempt a model, to seduce a model, whether you're trying to take her money or her body or her mind or her soul, is to give her drugs.
This comes on the high heels of hot controversy over what's been labeled heroin chic, models made to look drugged out. Even President Clinton has acknowledged it.
Our fashion leaders are now absolutely admitting, and I honor them for doing this, they're admitting flat out that images projected in fashion photos in the last few years have made heroin addiction seem glamorous and sexy and cool.
Supermodels themselves are also getting fed up with the drug image that's cracking the pretty veneer of their industry. Iman feels the issue runs deeper.
Models should not be role models. Look at people who really care about you, who really at home. Mother, father, grandmother, aunt. Those should be the role models.
Was some of Amy Wesson's $25,000 a day modeling pay being injected, as some reports say, into her feet to avoid track marks? That will have to be hashed out between the lawyers. Meantime, whose responsibility is it, if anyone's, to look after these young models and protect them from possible drug demons?
On a day-to-day basis, they face drugs, they face false values. They are separated from any kind of grounding or rooting that most of us depend on in our lives.
Wesson has denied the allegations and has countersued her former agency. Some American fashion designers are expected to announce anti-drug guidelines next month. They're considering chaperones for all underage models and random drug testing. Now, a 60-second scan of the more unusual headlines, from the silent sale of a cult landmark to the police chase that turned out to be more of a drag race. Better buckle up. It's time for a hard copy minute. Brea, California. A freeway chase ends in this parking lot after the driver calls cops from his car phone saying he was too embarrassed to stop. Find out why in a minute. At Heaven's Gate, the mansion where 39 cult members shed their containers is going on the block. The owner says the sealed bid auction was prompted by several lucrative offers. Manhattan, the city that never sleeps, might finally get some rest. Under a proposed city ordinance, owners of problem car alarms and noisy nightclubs would face big fines for making a racket at night. San Bernardino, California, the owner of Alice the Snake making a public appeal. Angus Johnson says he doesn't have the money for the necessary permits to bring the Chihuahua-eating boa back to L.A. He's hoping some snake lover will help him out. And back to Brea. Why didn't the driver want to stop for cops? Seems he was wearing a dress and makeup. Never mind the fashion violation. He got busted for evading arrest faster than you can say, hard copy minute. Up next, the Jehovah Witnesses who did more than show up on a neighbor's doorstep. They trimmed her trees. I said, turn your chainsaws off. Now she's cutting loose and enlisting our hard target team of investigators. But who's that with Matt this time? Hard Copy's looking into Lauer's love life. And from O'Donnell to O'Connor, what they did to make tonight's edition of Winners and Losers coming up.
Look what's popping up now. Introducing the Pooh Musical Hide-and-Seek game. It teaches important matching and memory skills, along with Pooh and all his pals.
Piglet, it's you.
Games are so much friendlier with Pooh. Each sold separately.
Comfortable pantyhose does require a leap of faith. But when was the last time you had pantyhose you could leap in? Presenting sheer comfort from Legs.
Hello. Hello. I just enrolled my company in this healthcare plan, and I need some information on a small procedure.
Oh, fine. Just wait a moment and we can call Debbie at Central.
Debbie? Who's Debbie? My doctor's not Debbie.
You love Debbie. Debbie's at your healthcare company. She's in charge of your health.
Is she a doctor?
No, but she's really nice. She was a cheerleader. And as long as Debbie's been at your healthcare company, no one here has ever missed a birthday card.
I want my doctor.
Well, we could just ask Debbie.
Is your business health care plan all that it should be? Or is Debbie making important decisions about your health care? With HIP coverage, doctors make health care decisions, not administrators. Call your broker or call HIP at this number for information about our affordable small business plans, including plans in New York that let you choose any doctor, anywhere. Call and get a 10-minute prepaid long-distance calling card and our free brochure on small business plans. This offer expires soon, so call now.
Debbie wants you to leave now.
So where do you get your health care?
It's HIP.
Decide and drive. Get one now.
Aquafresh Flex with 2 flexible points. The pivoting head helps clean hard-to-reach plaque. The flexible neck is soft on gums. Aquafresh Flex, hard on plaque, soft on gums.
Now, a not-so-neighborly dispute between property owners. One's being accused of chopping up the other one's shade trees. And get this, the accused are Jehovah's Witnesses. Ed Miller has tonight's Hard Target investigation.
Terry, we're going to try to settle an age-old battle between neighbors. Who has the right to chop down a tree, a bush, a shrub that sits on one piece of property but hangs over another?
Look what they dropped on my child's swing set. Look at this.
Jeff and Sharon Graybow feel they've been violated. Their huge, beloved backyard tree has been scalped, chopped, hacked, and minced by a neighbor who complained numerous times about leaves falling on their property.
I said, stop your bloody chainsaws. Stop it. And the guy on the other side of the fence said, who is that? And I said, I'm the owner of the tree. And I said, turn your chainsaws off.
But Sharon claims they kept on cutting. In fact, she says she called the police. But by the time the officers arrived, the damage was done.
I mean, this is nature. And, you know, nature is God-given. And look what they did to nature. They cut it to pieces.
So who's in the right? The Jehovah's Witness Church, who grew tired of cleaning up after the tree? Or Sharon's family for wanting to keep the tree intact to protect their privacy?
The reason why we bought this house was because of the privacy of the backyard.
No one has a right to come on their property without legal authority and start destroying their property.
But by law, the church does have every right to trim whatever is on its side of the fence, as long as it warns the owner of the tree.
First, you have an obligation to tell the property owner, please cut the tree. And if the property owner does not cut the limb, you probably have a right to cut it that area overhanging your property.
Someone from the church came over and indicated that they wanted to get some trimmers out there. And so they set up a meeting for September 27th, and the church didn't show up.
And then they decided that they're going to do it on their own without any regard.
They're buzzing away, and they're
property.
in my property. They're in my backyard, and they've taken away my privacy.
The common mistake many overly aggressive neighbors make is crossing the property line, stepping over the boundaries, whether it be on the ground or in the air. The Graybows claim the church crossed their property line, invaded their privacy, and infringed upon their rights. They're angry and hurt.
The tree was hitting some of the electric wires here over the building.
Okay.
They had to be, you know that the weather is supposed to get worse.
I know all about El Nino.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with El Nino. They were cutting tree on my side of the property. They damaged tree on my side. If it was touching your roof, I could understand that. If it was touching wires, I could understand. I know that. I just am so angry.
One more thing. Experts warn against upsetting your neighbor, even if you are within your legal rights, because you may well need him to keep watch on your property when you're not around. There are lots of legally documented cases where one neighbor actually watched the other guy's house burn rather than call the fire department. Terry.
Thanks, Ed. A lot of our Hard Target story ideas come from viewers. If you've got a story suggestion for Ed, you can email him. His address on the World Wide Web is ed@tvcopies.com. Or call our Hard Target story line at 1-888-TV-COPY-7. That's 1-888-TV-COPY-7. Still ahead, morning man Matt Lauer has a fetish for females. Tonight, we review his smorgasbord of sweethearts.
Actually, I haven't made it around to the other ones, but it's great.
Plus, why Catholics are cursing O'Connor, and exclusive tape of Bacall's Close Call. Next.
What do you think of this color, Snuggle? I love orange flowers. How do you like this one? Blue is nice. How about this one?
Everyone loves colorful clothes, and now you can help care for them with new Snuggle Fabric Softener with Color Protector.
Beautiful.
Now give your colors a little extra protection.
Cool.
With the same great cuddly softness that smells so fresh.
This is my favorite. Thanks, Snuggle. I couldn't have done it without you.
New Snuggle with Color Protector for colors that are cuddly soft.
Dad, what's that?
Well,
Dad, it's a bear.
I'll check. Everything's fine. Would a nightlight help, son?
Every day, car batteries are put to the test. And every day, America's most trusted lives up to its name. Die Hard, tried and true.
Ha, Dad, very funny.
Petland discount. At Petland we care.
I'm Neil Patrick, president. Tropical fish are fun, beautiful, and easy to own.
Petland Discounts has all your aquarium needs, including Wardley aquarium products. Wardley Total Tropical will improve the color, health, and vitality of your tropical fish. Ask for Total Tropical at
Petland discount. At Petland we care.
Now, over 100 convenient locations.
When I fell into debt, I thought I'd lose everything. Luckily, one of these attorneys showed me my rights. I learned that many corporations and individuals choose bankruptcy as the best way to get a fresh financial start. So, I chose bankruptcy too. Believe it or not, I was able to keep my salary and my home.
Call 1-800-BANKRUPT to be connected with a participating lawyer or law firm near you. Attorney advertisement. 1-800-BANKRUPT is not a law firm or lawyer referral service. Alternatives to bankruptcy are available.
How long can this guy stay up in the air? On the next Real TV, you're going to get a bird's eye view from a paraglider's world-setting record of over 7 hours aloft. Then this factory isn't the only thing going up in smoke. The heat is so intense, it's melting the nearby electric wires from the inside out. Plus, when you exercise, you feel the burn. Now you can see it, too, with an amazing thermocam. Amazing people, incredible events on Real TV.
Tonight at 7 on CBS-2.
34 boys, 3 bathrooms, and a new Glade Spin Fresh in every one. Glade Spin Fresh delivers an extra burst of freshness with every spin.
Refillable Spin Fresh, fresh from Glade.
He gets turned on by millions of women every morning, and lately it seems like Today Show host Matt Lauer is doing his part to turn on a lot of ladies. Tonight, we run down the laundry list of Matt Lauer's lovelies. Just why are they mad for Matt?
I love it.
Why do millions long for Lauer?
I like his eyes.
The new co-host of the Today Show has been a bright feather for the NBC Peacock, and marvelous Matt Lauer could easily be crowing over all the attention.
He's a handsome guy, makes a nice salary, high profile, impeccable dresser.
I do like to wear nice clothes, yeah.
But is this dapper dresser well suited for marriage?
Matt has said that he may have a block on marriage.
The chatty charmer seems to choke when it comes to matters of the altar.
He traces it back to the sad experience his own parents had. They were divorced when he was just 5.
Matt's divorced from TV producer Nancy Alsbaugh and broke off an engagement to reporter Kristen Guesswine.
Matt Lauer is the kind that's married to his job, to his career, and women will always come second or third.
Lauer seems to be basking in the presence of a string of beauties these days. Model Tiffany Elliott, actress Molly Culver, weathercaster Mish Michaels, even the whining ex-girlfriend of Dodi El-Fayed, Kelly Fisher.
Kelly and Matt met while he interviewed her for the Today Show, and they struck up a likeness for each other, and they went out.
And you never know when Matt's fickle finger could be pointing at you.
There was a lady out at a golf tournament that he met. She was a spectator one day, and after a night with Matt, she was in the VIP tent.
Now it's rumored Matt is making music with singer Sheryl Crow.
He cannot seem to find the right one. He looks to his co-host Katie Couric for advice on romance.
Poor Matt. Maybe we can help.
If I was single, I would make a play for Matt Lauer.
I've come all the way from Texas to see Matt Lauer.
Even for an old woman, he's a dream.
I love my new job.
Tomorrow on Hard Copy, it's the cosmetic surgery crisis that's plagued Anna Nicole.
All of the implant work that she's had done over the years has come back to haunt her.
And this supermodel turned centerfold isn't the only one. Even TV and radio commentator Lisa Stanley is having problems.
It was like Hannibal Lecter had taken a bite, or several bites, out of my legs.
Hollywood's plastic surgery scare, tomorrow. Time now to tell you which stars are shining and which ones have the critics whining. Here's Jerry Penacoli with tonight's edition of Winners and Losers.
Terry, of course, Rosie O'Donnell's die-hard fans think she's a living doll. Well, now you can buy a pint-sized version of the Queen of Nice for a price. Tickle Me Rosie kicks off tonight's list of hits and pits. Rosie O'Donnell debuted her own doll today. The Rosie O'Doll laughs or talks when tickled, with all the proceeds going to charity. Rosie's also pulling double daytime duty on Wednesday. First, she'll sub for Kathy Lee on Regis's live show at 9, and then at 10, she'll have to run over to her own studio and host the Rosie O'Donnell Show live. Rosie's a double talking winner! Sinead O'Connor may finally have some hair, but she's got Catholics pulling theirs out. The scandalous singer plays a foul-mouthed Virgin Mary in a new movie called The Butcher Boy. This is the same singer who ripped up a picture of the Pope, refused to appear on stage with Andrew Dice Clay, and slapped a single John Kennedy Jr. when he asked her out on a date. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that Sinead is a loser. The screen legend Lauren Bacall had a brush with death on the famous Sunset Strip. It was almost midnight when the 73-year-old star was hit from behind, spun around 180 degrees, knocking her BMW into a parked car like a billiard ball. Lauren kept her cool until cops arrived, and when fans flocked to the scene, she even signed autographs. The shaken Bacall was wearing her seatbelt, which makes her a winner! Reports are flying that Jerry Seinfeld and ex-girlfriend Shoshana Lonstein are getting back together. The sitcom star will supposedly pop the question after the final show finishes taping this season. If Jerry and Shoshana do get back together, it makes true love a winner. Jerry and Shoshana's relationship has reportedly been strained because Seinfeld just couldn't focus on Lonstein while taping his show. Maybe more reason for Jerry to call it quits after this season and go from making people laugh to making Shoshana a happy woman.
Do you have an invention or idea? Call us. National Invention Services. We're a clearinghouse for companies looking for inventions and ideas like yours. Our coast-to-coast computer network can put you together with the right company. We'll also help to patent your invention and present it to industry. No invention is too large or too small.
Call us now for your free inventor's kit. Call 1-800-36-INVENT.
The family car was really in bad shape. Oh, we'd gotten just about everything we could out of her. But the family had suffered long enough. Oh, I'm not saying we hadn't made any mistakes, but the credit card companies and the lenders, they just wouldn't let me breathe. Well, we scrimped and we saved, and for years, just about everything we earned went to credit payments. We paid nearly all of them. Finally, we could do something for ourselves. A good car. That's when I call the Auto Credit Hotline.
The Auto Credit Approval Hotline is the service of the Lohman Auto Group. They employ automobile financing professionals completely sympathetic to your needs. Call 1-800-479-0271. The hotline is a no-embarrassment, no-hassle program that can make obtaining that vehicle you need a reality. Call toll-free right now, 1-800-479-0271. Anytime, day or night. Just a few simple questions and that car you need can be yours. Call the Auto Credit Approval Hotline now.
Even help our credit.
Diamonds, the gift that lasts forever. The jewelry source in Fort Lee imports all their diamonds direct. They carry thousands of diamonds, most GIA or EGL certified, and all at guaranteed lowest price. 1 carat solitaire start at $5.99. The jewelry source makes all their jewelry in their state-of-the-art factory and has hundreds of rings, pendants, earrings, and bracelets. Only the jewelry source in Fort Lee guarantees all their jewelry to appraise for double, that's right, double the purchase price. Buy factory direct and save. The jewelry source in Fort Lee.
Don't know who to choose for governor? You know you don't agree with them on anything, so why are you voting for them? Don't waste your vote on Whitman or McGreevey. There's a better choice. Murray Sabrin. New ideas for New Jersey. Lower car insurance through deregulation, more competition, and an end to no-fault. Sabrin. More tax cuts, reduce welfare benefits, less spending. Whitman and McGreevey. Not a dime's worth of difference between them. Sabrin for governor. Finally, someone worth voting for.
Closed captioning provided by...
Peanut Balanced Nutrition Bar is stirring up a lot of attention these days. This all-natural snack satisfies hunger for hours in a variety of delicious flavors you won't soon forget.
Tomorrow on Hard Copy.
I like young women.
Roman Polanski's the Hollywood director who fled after raping a 13-year-old girl. Now, 20 years later, as he fights to come back to America, Hard Copy's uncovered a lost interview. Polanski talking about his strange obsession.
I like the girls of this age. And because the girls of that age, for some reason, like me, tickles my ego.
It's Roman Polanski's shocking confessions tomorrow.
That's Hard Copy for tonight. I'll be in Boulder tomorrow night with the story of a photographer who says the Ramseys may have tried to make him look like he should be a murder suspect. Join us for that compelling story. Good night.
In Los Angeles, I'm Terry Murphy. Friday, we brought you our interview with Ellen's mom, Betty DeGeneres. Betty supports her daughter's lifestyle, but not all viewers support her. Here's a sample of some of your opinions, and we do appreciate all of your calls. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Yes, my name is Mary from Torrance, California. I'm calling regarding the mother of Ellen DeGeneres. I think she's crazy. I think that she's just immoral as just as her daughter is. That she should lead the people to believe that this is okay. I think she's nuts.
I just want to say that I am proud and I am grateful to Ellen DeGeneres. It's about time that somebody came out publicly with such grace, such dignity, and such a great sense of humor. I'm so proud of her, and I am so thankful to her. It's about time that somebody saw that, you know, lesbians are just real people.